Welcome to Fino Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Theo from Fino Concept. So today we are going to create a business website for this company. This is the Word document they sent us, and to be honest, there isn't that much information to go around. So we are going to attempt to create it from scratch. So let's just begin. So first of all, I'll just open up my XAMPP. If you haven't installed this, you should probably check our previous videos. I'll leave the link to the entire playlist in the description below. So we have XAMPP already installed. Now we have to install our WordPress. So I'll go to where XAMPP is installed over here, htdocs, and I'll just extract my WordPress folder in here. So let me just grab it. So we have WordPress 4.9.7. I'll just extract it here. Now once that is done, I'll just go to the folder and I'll search for wp config WordPress configuration. Then I will change the database name to well, something we can remember. So let's try to work with them. So tbase, I'll change it to tbase. You can change it to anything else, just make sure you remember. The username is set to root, and the password I'm going to leave it as blank. Now I'm going to copy this just to make sure I don't make a typographical error, and I'll save this up. So save. I'll go back and change the WordPress name to tbase. Now we are done with the WordPress configuration, well, on our file explorer. So I'll just go ahead and start up these two things, Apache and MySQL. Then I'll open up my browser and I'll just go to my localhost. So localhost. Okay, now if this is your first time opening up XAMPP, you have to select the language. We've already been through that, so I wouldn't go through that. So I'll go to phpMyAdmin. And I'll click on new. So I'll paste in the new database, which is tbase, and I'll click create. Now since that is done, let's go to our website. So localhost followed by our database name. Okay, so all we have to do is just click on let's go. Now our database name is set to tbase, our username was set to root, and our password was left blank. The host is still localhost because it's on our server, our computer I should say. And I'll go ahead and submit this. So click on run installation. Now for site title, I'll just copy this. Like I said, you can always change it anytime you want. So I'll just copy this. The username, let's just leave it as, you know what, I'll change it to webmaster. Then since this is an original site, I'm going to hide my password from you guys, and my email address I'm going to hide that too, but for the meantime let's just work with it. So sorry for blurring up this part, but it's quite sensitive. I don't want people emailing me whatsoever. So I spoke about this too, so I wouldn't go through that. So install WordPress, then we just log in. So the name is webmaster, and I'll type in my password. Just log in. No, don't save. Okay, so at first glance, this is how our website is looking like. This is the default WordPress theme, well, as at this time, 2018. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually install a new theme. So I'll go to appearance, and appearance, click on themes, and I'll add a new theme. So you can see I'm currently not connected to the internet, so you can preview some of the themes. So I'll just open up my file explorer and I'll install one from my computer. Now the theme I'm going to be using is called Whoop. I hope I got the name right. So I'll just install now. Okay, so I'm getting some error message here, something about me exceeding the maximum upload file size. So I'll just go ahead and install it in the background. So I'll go to extract files, then I'll select where my XAMPP folder is. So Windows XAMPP, then I'll go to htdocs. I'll go to the new website we just created, so tbase, and in tbase I'll click on wp content, WordPress content, then I'll click on themes. This is where we want to extract it to. So it's done extracting. If I refresh the page, it is showing here. So let's just go ahead and close that. So I'm going to be using this, so I'll go ahead and activate that. Close this up. Now I don't like keeping this old themes on my, it doesn't really change anything, but I just prefer deleting it all over, so I know that I'm just working with one. Okay, now let's preview our website and see. Okay, so this is looking much better. Now what we have to do is start the editing process. So I'll go back, and the first thing will be probably let's create a few pages. So judging by the content they've given us, I can see that this will probably go to our contact us page. So we need to have a contact us page. I'll go ahead and trash these. So apply. So I click on add new. Now I'm not interested in reading any documentation, so I'll just close that up. Keeps popping up. So the first one will be contact us. It doesn't have to be home be the first one all the time. I mean, you can create any page at all. So contact us. Okay, I think all of this information should go on our sidebar, so I'll just leave it blank for now. I'll go ahead and publish that. I'll create a new one. So let's open about 3. So we have the home page. I'll call that home. Publish that. We should have an about us page. So introduction, company history. This is probably going under about us. So I'll create that one too. Publish. Company history. What we do. So what we do, I'll make that one page on its own. Publish that. You should probably make company history stand on its own too. So I'll go ahead and change about us to company history, and I'll make the about us a custom link. We've already dealt with that. I deleted this because I want WordPress to pick the new name, so this is the new permalink is going to give me, so I'll update that. So we have our partners, we have strategy, so I'll create one for that. So our partners, and another page for strategy. Okay, so let's see if we are done with the pages. Management and ownership. Okay, so let's add a few more. Go ahead and delete this, publish that. Okay, so current customer projects, list of current customers. So I think this can go under a page called customers. This can go in our footer for other related links. So customers, and I'll publish that. So let's just make sure I'm done with the pages so that we move on to menus. So yeah, I think I'm done. If at any point I think I should add any, I'll just go ahead and add a new one. Okay, so now that we've created our pages, you can see we have to add it to the menu. So we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and update this. So we'll go ahead and go to appearance, and appearance, we click on menu. So currently we have menu 1. I'm just going to call it main menu so that it makes it easier for me. So I'll create that menu, and I'll delete this custom link homepage. I explained that on our previous video, so you should probably check that one out. And I'll go ahead and rearrange this. So home, company history, yes, about today, about us. So I'll go to custom links. Now I'll just insert any link at all, and I'll type in about us here. This is what we want to show. I'll add that to the menu, click and drag that to the top and rearrange it this way. So I think strategy should come here. Let's just work with this. Okay, our partners, I think this is fine. Our partners should also come under about us. Customers will be just before contact us. Management and ownership, I think we are good. So you can see for this theme we have just one menu location, so that's the primary menu. We just put that in there. For our other videos or the other theme we're working with, we had 2 menu location, one for the main and one for the footer. So now that we've saved the menu, we should probably see this if I refresh our page. So it is showing on our website, and this is looking okay. Now we are not done though, so I should probably just go ahead and insert my information as at this point. So I'll open up our pages one after the other. I should have probably done this when I was creating the pages, but hey, I slipped. Okay, so we start with the introduction. So company history, I'll just copy this whole information and I'll paste it in here. And update this. Now let's go to the next one, which is the contact us. So for the contact us, like I said, this will be going on our sidebar. So I'll just go ahead and copy this information right up to here, and I'll paste that in there also. The spaces are a bit too much. Okay, this isn't coming out the way I wanted, so I'll just go ahead and remove the links. So we have something like this. Unfortunately, this is taking up too much time than I expected. Okay, so I think this is okay. I'll just copy that and re-insert it here. So let's preview the changes and see how it's looking. This isn't looking so good. Okay, so let's try to modify this to make this a little bit more appealing to the eyes. So for bank details, I'll just go ahead and highlight this and probably make it a heading of 3 so that the font size increases a little bit. For the postal address, I'll do the same. Physical address. This is actually taking up everything. That's not what I wanted. Anyway, I'm just going to be inserting a few links in here. So this is actually going to be a hyperlink so that when you click on it, it should send this email should pop up. So I will just insert that link. It's the same thing I just copied and inserted. So I'll do that for this too. Apply. Yeah, I think you are done. So I'll go ahead and update this. So we have a page for customers. So that is right around here. So current customer projects. So I'll go ahead and copy this entire information, which is a lot. So I'll just start with the heading. So let's pick this one up, insert it in the, hit enter, then I'll copy the entire table. Okay, now I'll just hit enter a few times and do the same for this. So list of, this should be okay, I think it should be a page on its own. So let's just do that. So I'll create a page for this on its own. So I'll delete that so that WordPress can pick the new URL or permalink. So I'll go ahead and add a new page, and a new page is going to be for list of current customers, completed and ongoing projects. This is a little bit too long for a page, but hey. So I'll go ahead and copy this table to just click on this 4 directional arrow here. So you can see we have everything selected. I'll paste it in here and publish this. Now the last one will be attachments. Okay, so I said this is going to be in our footer for other links or related links. So yeah, these two should probably go under a custom link. So I'll do that right now. I'll create a custom link which should be customers. Now the reason why I'm doing this is if we preview our website, you can see we have just current customer projects. I want it to be customers, then under that we have current customer projects, then we have the list for the current customer projects, so it becomes a little bit organized. Okay, so we've done that. I'll click and drag this over here. Yeah, I forgot to remove this link. Other than that, anytime you click on about us, you can see down here that is going to send us to that particular link. So I'll just go ahead and remove that. I'll do the same for this. So I'll go ahead and remove that so that it will not be a link you won't be able to copy or click on it. Okay, so I click and drag this also over here, and I'll save the menu. Okay, so let's preview our website and see. So yeah, now we have customers, and then that we have this, and this is not clickable. You can see from here, much better. Okay, so I'll just close this up. For the home, I'm just going to leave it as that for now. The only thing I'm going to change is the template, so I'll change it to the home page template and update it. Then for membership and ownership, is it membership? Oh, management and ownership. I'm wondering where my head is right now. Okay, so we just start off with this, the management structure. I'll just leave it in here, hit enter. Oops. So I don't want this to be numbered. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. So our information is supposed to come down here. Now let's see if we can get away with this by just copying this. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure if this will work, but let's just try it out. If it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and save. And it is not working, so let's just save this as an image. And it's also not an image. So what I like to do is probably zoom in so that I get a clear picture. If this wasn't a tutorial, I'll probably create this entire thing with Photoshop, but since it's a tutorial, we are dealing with time, I'll just take a screenshot of this. So what I'll bring up is the snipping tool. I'll click on new and just create a screenshot over here. Okay, so let's just save this on our desktop. So desktop, and I'll just save it in here. So let's import that media. So desktop, and we have the image here. Now I'm just going to change the size to full size, and I'm not going to link it to anything. I'm going to align it to the center. So I think here everything is checking out all right. And I'll insert this into the page. So this is what we have. This is what we want. Okay, heading 2. So let's go back to our Word document. The next thing will be the directors. So I'll do that too. Now I want this to be heading 2, just so it matches the first one. So let's just copy everything. Then I'll make the changes once we are there. Okay, so okay, so I'll send this down. I'll send this down too, so that if I change the heading or the font size, it doesn't affect what we have. So no heading 2. I'll do the same here. Okay, now let's preview this and see. Okay, so this is much better, but it's hard to see. You know what, let's highlight everything and toggle this toolbar. Let's change the text to black. Let's preview and see. Okay, this is much more visible. Now you can go ahead and insert a plugin for the justification. I'll be doing that later on, but I mean, like I said, time. I want to finish this in less than a few minutes or less than an hour, so that watching it on YouTube will be much easier. So our partners, unfortunately there isn't that much information, so I'll just paste that same information in here. Let's see. Okay, I'll change this to black, and I'll go ahead and update this. Next one is strategy. Another strategy, we have the vision statement. I was actually going to make this individual pages, but there isn't that much information under the vision statement to be a page on its own. So I'll copy right up to here and I'll paste it in here. Now again, I'm just going to change this. I'm just going to change the headings or the font size, or however you like to call it. Okay. Well, this thing is annoying. I should have probably changed it in Word document first. Okay, so vision statement, I'll increase this to heading 2. Leave a space, highlight this. We have a space. Now there's a shortcut for this. We have Shift, Alt, and 2, but I think probably it's a little bit too long. It doesn't. It does work alright. So for the objectives, we have a service and we have the training under objective. So I'll just leave those two just the way they are, so that we can differentiate a little bit between the two. So I was actually going to number this, but let's just leave it as that. And I'll change this to heading 2. The same should apply for this. And lastly, economic intent. So I forgot, I have to change the font color is set to, I don't know, is it gray? Now for the website, it's not looking that much nicer. Okay, so updated and we are done. For our partners, I think I didn't change it, so I'll update that. What we do is set up or down. Okay, so for what we do, again, I'll just copy the information. So I'll paste it in here. Let me just change the color before I forget. So you start off with this. Same. Let me preview and see how I think this is much better. I'll do the changes for the other ones, but in the back end, so that you guys don't have to sit through that one too. Anyway, so software training is 1, so this would be heading 3. Okay, I think everything is turning out okay for now. So I'll go ahead and update this too. Let's preview the changes. Okay, obviously I'm going to make some changes to this, but since we are not going too much into details, I'll just leave everything the way they are now. I just hope you are done with all of them. Anyway, so for the information, I think you are done. Okay, I said we will be creating a custom page for this one. Should it be a page? Yeah, it should be a page. So I'll call that relevant link. Sorry, my caps lock is on. Relevant links. No, so let me just pick one from here. Attachments and supporting documents. This is a little bit way too long. Okay, so I wouldn't even be putting it on the main menu. It's a little bit too long. I'll just go ahead and copy this information so that at least this will show before the content, so that we know that it's upon request that you get this. So I'll make this heading 3. Change the text color to black. Now I can change this when we are customizing our theme, so that anytime I add a new page, it's just going to be changing to that. So I wouldn't have to be changing the color over and over and over and over again. Okay, now I'll go back to menu and make sure that this is not added. Okay, so I don't want to add this page we just created to our menu because it's going to be lengthy. So what I plan on doing is I'll put it somewhere at the bottom or on the sidebar, somewhere exclusive. Okay, so for our pages, I think we are done. Okay, so yeah, I think we are done. Now let's start customizing our theme. So customize theme. So you can see there's a little bit of documentation. You can go ahead and read this. We've already treated that, so yeah. So yes, I forgot to mention this part. Let's just go through and see. Okay, so by default my permalinks is set to day and name, so I'll leave it as that. I'll go to reading and I'll change my home page to static page, and I'll select which home page is supposed to be. We don't have a blog, so I'll just leave this as that. So we will start customizing our theme. So customize appearance and appearance customize. Okay, so this will be showing us a preview of our website as we make the changes. So you know what, before we start customizing, I'll just like to add in a few widgets so that viewing it becomes much more pleasing to the eye. So I said we'll be putting this over there, so let's just do that. I'll leave search, I'll take away these. So I'll just grab a text, place it in there, and I'll call this let's start with postal address. This is actually going to be Google Maps. That's what you are going to be using, but unfortunately after inserting this into Google Map, I didn't get a location. That's too bad. I was only getting a location for Anaji, which is an entire city or town in Takrady. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't get that, so I wouldn't be going through that. But if you want to know how to add or insert Google Maps into your website, I'll leave a link in the description below. We've already created a tutorial on that, so I'll leave a link in the description below. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't get that. So postal address, I'll just copy the postal address. So this is actually supposed to be here. Start with a P and an O. So PO Box MC. Then we have another one for the telephone. Now let's just preview this before. Okay, let's select a page. It's not showing on the home page because the home page is set to a different thing altogether. It's set to the home template. That's why it's not showing on the home page. Okay, so I think this is cool. We can add the rest. So I'll click and drag another text. Nope. So this would be tel for telephone. Save it up. Now I prefer using this to the slash. I think I'm moving a little bit too fast. But hey, this is a video. You can always pause it. You can always pause the video to listen or preview what I said or did. So I'll go ahead and do for these two. So contact emails. So I'll just name it emails. Contact emails is a little bit okay. So fortunately for us, we already have this inserted. So I'll just click on save. Yeah, there was something I was supposed to mention. In the contact us page, yes, at this point where we were inserting the link, this link is actually supposed to be starting with mail to. So mail to followed by a column, like so, before the name of before the email address. So if you want the link to be an email address, you have to start with a mail to prefix. So mail to colon, then this comes. Other than that, if you just leave it as a link, when you click on it, it's going to open up that URL, and that's not what we want. We want it to open up a mail. I think I didn't say that in our tutorial, so I should probably do at some point. Okay, so we've done that. Is there any other information? Oh, so since we don't have the location address, I'm just going to leave that also in the sidebar. So as and when I do get the location on Google Map, I will insert it on the main page. So I'll save this up. So let's preview changes and see. Okay, so we have the location address, the postal. Well, yeah, everything is working. Turning out great. So for contact us, we have this information. Now I didn't change the font color, so I'll just do that because it's a little bit too bad. Okay, so let's just go ahead and customize our theme now. So just give me some few seconds to preview and make sure everything is working. Like I said, this is an actual website we are creating for a client, so I have to make sure that everything is on point. Like this company history, I have to change the font color. I think everything here is checking out. Okay, so I'll change this to, and I'll change that. So change to black. Now, as I said, you can change this at the back end so that anytime you create a new one, it's going to change. We'll be doing that at the customize page. Okay, so yeah, I think we are done. Let's just go ahead and customize our theme. So under appearance, I'll click on customize. Now the first part is, okay, so this is the free version, so you can go pro if you are interested, but I mean, we are in Ghana, we like free stuff, so I'll just work with that. So the site identity, which is the T-Base Visual Services Limited, like I said, you can change it over here. And the tagline, let's see if they give us a tagline. So no, unfortunately they don't have a tagline, so I'll just leave it blank instead of using just another WordPress site. Then the logo, so I'll just pick the logo. So I right click and save this as picture. Again, I'll save it to the desktop, call this logo. So I'll import the logo. They're asking us to make it 150 by 150 pixel. Now to be sure this is 150 by 150, I'll just import this into Adobe Photoshop. I think my RAM usage is a little bit too high, so my computer is trying to keep up. Okay, so I'll just import this here. Now you can use any software you want, but I'm just comfortable with using Photoshop. There's Photoscape you can use, and that is a free software, so it makes it even a little bit much more easier. So if you are using Photoscape, I'll leave a link in the description below. You just click and drag into editor, or you just open up editor and you click and drag. So you can see the photo size is a little bit too big, so I'll resize that and make this 150 and save it. And I'll just go ahead and save this. Let's save as a new document so that you don't lose the old one. So yeah, I mean, we are not even going to use it here, probably some other time. So I'll just select the logo and upload it from here. So logo new, open, and I'll select it. Escape cropping. So we are expecting to see that here, and it is showing. Now this is a little bit too big. I want to go ahead and publish this so that I can preview from the exact site. Okay, so this is a little bit too big. I'll actually like to resize it. So yeah, we are still going to dive into Photoshop. Anyway, so I'll click and drag this logo new in there. Yeah. Now I'll crop this up, probably make it like so. So that the width becomes a little bit smaller. So I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and save this up. Yeah, replace. Okay, so let's go back to our logo. To prevent caching, I'm just going to delete this one. and upload the new one. Now because the file name is the same, it will probably be picking up the old one. So publish. That's why I deleted it first, so you can see it's a little bit better, but still we'll probably be changing that later on. You know what, let's just do that. So I'll go to edit image and I'll reduce the image size. So let's try 100. Do I always have to use Photoshop? 100 and save this. So since that didn't work, again I'll go ahead and delete this and upload the new one. So logo new, select skip cropping. Okay, I think this is looking much better. So for our site icons, I'll just select the image. So I'll go ahead and upload the logo itself, the one with the huge size. Now this fave icon doesn't really matter. I mean, the size doesn't really matter because it's always going to show. So yeah, it's also showing here. You can see over here. So I think this is okay. We can work with this. I probably shouldn't have closed that. So localhost tbase. Okay, so let's go back and check the other ones. So for the color, we have the background color being white. So yeah, you can see clearly that the background color is white. I can change it. I don't want to change it. I don't want this to have a background image. I like it like the way it is now. So I'll just leave that as that. For the menus, we've already created a menu. We've assigned the location for that. The widgets, we've done that, but that's for the site. So you can add another widget for the footer area. I should probably do that. So for the footer widget area, I'll just add in a page. No, this will bring up the entire page. We want just that one page. So I'll just click and drag in the text here. So the page I'm referring to is this one, the one I said we will be considering as the important document. So I'll bring that up. You know what? I'll just make it a link. So I'll go to the page. I'll open it up. I'll actually view the page. So I'll copy this link so that anytime someone clicks on this particular text, it should send the person to this page. This is what I want to do. So I'll insert the link here and click on apply, and I'll just save it up. Okay, so let's just go ahead and preview this and see. So yeah, it is added here, and if I click on this, it should send me to this page. So let's see if that's working. Now we are on what we do page. If I click on this, okay, so yeah, it is working. So let's just go back and refresh this page. Now after refreshing, we can see that our footer is also added. So yeah, we can add in a few other things, like what other information is there. Like I said, there isn't that much information, so it makes it a little bit difficult to assign certain portions to the site. Okay, but I'm not going to take up much of your time, so let's just continue. So homepage settings, we've already changed that in under settings and under settings reading. So if you have any additional CSS code, you can add it in there. I'll just work with the default. So for our heading settings, let's start with header top bar settings. So the header top bar is what we have here. Now currently it's set to on, so if I turn it off, you can see that it's still on. It's actually supposed to go off, but we have this information here. They didn't say anything about their opening hours, but they did give us an information about their email. So I'll just go ahead and probably copy just one of the emails and I'll put it in here. So mail to info this side and the title. So it should be in this quotation mark, and like I said, it should start with the mail to followed by a colon. So I just work within this part. Okay, now for the duration, let's just change it to 8 a.m. I don't want to clean this, so I'll just work with 8 a.m. and I'll turn this to on because I want it to show. So we have 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and yeah, the text here didn't change because I didn't change the text over here. So for T-base email address, I'll just copy that and I'll put that in here. So this is what it should show. So you can see that's the link, and when you click on it, it should give you the email, or the email should just pop up. So header widget setting 1. So for that would be this. Setting 2 would be that, 3 and 4. So if you don't know anything about think FA icons, they are also called the awesome fonts. So there are a few of them. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check them out. You know what, I'll leave 2 links in the description below. So you can see we have FA-map maker, and that is showing us this GPS or location icon. There are a few others like let's see, I think Anchor is one of them. So the icon will change. You can also try arrow. I think arrows. Yeah, arrows. Sorry, arrows is also available. We have bank. We have money. So basically, as much information as you type in there, it's going to give you something. I think there's bed. Yeah. Now I think I have samples here, so you should probably be seeing it on your screen. I'll be doing that during the editing process of this video. But for this, I'll just leave it to the marker. Then I'll change the location. So I'll just go with the location they gave us. So this is it. And I'll just paste it in here and make a few changes. So the few changes would be, which one should come first? So just work with this. I think this is the main heading. Then the location, which is Anaje, Takrady, the Western Region, and Ghana. So I'll go back and we go to header widget setting 2 or 2 setting. So for the clock, like I said, we don't know the exact time they are opening, and even if we did, we've already indicated that here, so there's no need for this. So I'll just grab one. Let's see if we can get any information in here. This is a little bit much difficult. Okay, so yeah, I'll just name one. Let's try mail. Okay, so there's no such thing as mail. Let's try envelope. Okay, so envelope, that will be the mail. So I'll just go ahead and copy this information. Let me just copy from here. I know I'm basically duplicating an information we already have up here. So we have the mail, and I'll call this email as. Now don't worry, this isn't extending into that. It's because the space I have here is small. So if I go ahead and publish that, you should see that on the main page is, well, unfortunately it's even eating into that on the main page. Okay, then I think we have to trim this down. So I'll go with the other email. So that will be this. So the first one will be here and the second one will be at the bottom, which is right here. It's much better. So I'll go to the third setting, which is their contact information or their call. So I'll just pick the first one because I think they like the first one much better. And for the bottom, I'll just be using their website. So they want it to be www.tbase. Now I have to verify from my phone, so that's the reason why I'm not typing. So don't think I can't type. Okay, so tbase.services.com. Okay, so we can work with this. Yeah. So for the setting 4, it is a button. So when you click on it, it should send you to a different place. And let's just pick a random place. No, not a random place. Let's just select the contact us page for this button. So I'll just insert contact us. A little bit of typo over there. And we want the link to be the contact us page. So I'll copy the link, and I'll paste it in here. Now you can go ahead and check this so that it opens a new window anytime you click on the link. So I'll just go back and yeah, I think we are almost done. Again, I shouldn't have closed that. So let's go to homepage settings. For the slider settings, I have to enable the slider section, which is at the top, obviously. So if you go to home, we should see something. We are not seeing anything because we've not selected a page. So select page 1. I'll just go with the management and ownership page, and I'll just publish that. Now unfortunately there's no image showing. Let's create a service section, so I'll go ahead and enable that. Now let's just call this services. I think we have something to do with our services in here. So I'll just copy this and I'll put this in the subtitle. Then I'll choose a page for the services. Did we create a page? This is quite unfortunate. anyway, we can use any, it doesn't have to be services. So we can start with the company history. We can build on the partners. I think it's okay. Let's try this. Below is the lists. Okay, so we can work with this. Then for that, I will change this. I wouldn't make this our services. You know what? I'll just go ahead and delete this entire place. So it will stand on its own. So enable callouts section. Do we have an image? We don't have an image, so I'll just be working with the default image. I mean, we don't have any images to use. So you can go ahead and center the text, which I will do. I prefer that to this left align. So let's quickly get some information. I mean, what information can we even put here? Okay, so we can still go with that one in here. Ready to work with you. I'll just use the surveying. Now the information you put here is based on HTML, so you can insert any code you want in here. I just want this to be surveying, so I'll just label that as surveying. And in the bottom title, which we can see, let's see, for our services, what we do. So I want it to be directed towards what we do. So I'll copy the link and I'll put that link in here. Then I'll name the link visits page. So you click on this and you go to this page. The same way, is there another one? No more. I'll probably be using the same thing. So maybe we should just work with this. Let's see which is more colorful. I think I just work with the first one with a transparent background. Okay, so yeah, this is cool, and I'll just publish this one up. So let's preview changes and see how our site is looking so far. So we don't have a slider, we just have the content, and unfortunately I had to create a slider for you guys to watch the process, but anyway, we are not even adding it. So I'll go back, and we don't have any news end or event, so I'll leave that portion out. But if you still want to add it, you have to enable it first, then you insert your information one after the other. But since we don't, I'll just take it off. Okay, so for our footer settings, we have the part for the social media, and from our documents, there's nothing on social media. So yeah, basically I think we are done. But if there was, you just put the link in here. Currently, since there is nothing, clicking on this is just going to put you back to the site. So that's what we have here. Now I'll go back to the homepage settings and the header settings. Then I'll add in a few pages so that where was it? So that it will be alternating between the management and ownership. So let's add No. Let's add our partners, and the last one will be strategy. Okay, so anytime I hover through, we should probably get something like that. So I'll go ahead and publish that. So yeah, we are done with customizing our theme, and this is how our website is looking like. Now, I don't know why this theme doesn't come with images, but let's just go ahead and add in some few featured images and see if that will bring up the image portion we want. So I'll just hover over strategy. I'll actually go into the site itself, then I'll add a featured image in there. So that featured image will be slider 1. I'll set this as featured image. I'll update that. Now let's see if it's, I'm not entirely sure. This is my first time using this theme, so I can't really tell. Okay, so the good news is, yeah, it is showing. So phew, we didn't create it for nothing, just that the information in there is not relevant. So what I'll do is probably put this in the middle. So let me just use the ruler to guide me. Okay, so I'll place this in here, and I'll save this as slider, just slider. Okay, so I'm expecting this to look much nicer when we put it in there. Okay, so I'll go to edit page, I'll remove the featured image, and I'll upload the new featured image. So let's just go ahead and delete this. So I'll upload the new one, which is slider. It's just a logo though, so I'll update this. Edit page. So we'll do the same for this. Update that. We do the same for this too, and update that. So we are expecting at least once it's done loading, yeah, our partners. Okay, so one is not showing. That'll be our partners. So I'll go to that page and I'll just set a featured image for that. Okay, there was one thing I almost omitted. Okay, so yeah, everything is looking great. So on the contact us page, we want those visiting the website to be able to send an email to us directly, so they wouldn't have to be going through sending it by a different mail. So what we will do is actually add a plugin. For our tutorial, we are using the contact form 7. So that's exactly the same thing I'm going to be using here. So I'll go to where that file is, where that plugin is rather. Okay, so I misplaced it. I have to search for it on my other hard disk. So others, WordPress plugins, so contact form. I'll just click and drag this over here and install. Now the reason for this is anytime they visit here, they wouldn't have to copy this link and go to Gmail or Yahoo Mail or any other contact page to be able to send us the information. They should just be able to send it to us from our website. So contact form plugin is added, you can see on the left. So I'll just leave the name as it is. You can go ahead and change it, but I'll just leave it as it is. And just as in our tutorial, I told you that I prefer using asterisk for the required part. You can leave it as that, and I like leaving the subjects out. So yeah, this is what I'm getting, and I'll go ahead and copy the shortcode and save this up. So I'll go back to contact us page. I'll go to edit page, then I will insert that information in here. So if we preview the changes, we are expecting to see the contact form here. So you insert your information, then you send your message. So yeah, I think we are done. So as and when I get the information for the address, that will go on top or probably in the sidebar somewhere here. Then the contact form will be here. So I think this is looking much better. So are we done? I wish. Anyway, let's just add in a few widgets and I'll leave you guys to go. So for this, I'll just add a contact form in here too. I wouldn't have a title for this. I'll just add a contact form. So this is the contact form. I'll copy that and I'll paste it in here. So let's just, I prefer seeing what I'm doing right off the bat. So yeah, this is looking okay. So I'll add in another text, maybe company history. So I'll call this about us. Then I'll just copy some information. I'll probably not be using the entire thing, but I just want to see how it's going to look before. Okay, so this is lengthy. I'll probably pause at quality. So the enterprise grew very fast within the span. So the enterprise, so quality, I'll cut everything off and just insert a page like read more. So read more should bring us here. So I'll copy the information. I'll highlight read more, bolden it up, insert a link and just apply. So let's just save this. Now let's see, let's refresh the page. Okay, so this is what we have. You click on read more and it should send you here. But we want this to come first. So let's bring this on top. This should be last. So contact form should be last. Let's add another text. This text I'll be using their logo. So I'll save this up. So basically we are done for. This is too huge. You know what? Let's just edit this from here. It's too huge. Let's try 500 by 500. Did it save? Okay, it saved. Now let's insert it. Cancel. Insert into page. Save it up. And let's refresh. It is still too big. Anyway, let's just change it to 300 by 300 and update this. I just want the image to show, that's all. So basically we are done with the site. I'm just adding in a few touches. Okay, so the 300 was working, just didn't show because I forgot to refresh the page. I hate this. Okay, so I'll just create a new document and I'll make this 180 by 180. So let's see, I lost my info. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it in here. So let's zoom this in. Sorry, this is looking too bad, but I mean it gets better. Let's just zoom out and change this to a size of 3. Okay, I think this is okay. Now I'll probably change this. It's too small for me. So yeah, this is the kind of work that goes into creating a site. If you're or the one contacting you has given you just some few information to work with, this is how hectic it can be. But at the end, you should be able to create something awesome out of it. So I named it Untitled, and that is what I'm going to be using here. So I'll go ahead and delete this and I'll add in that media. So Untitled, open it up and insert this into the post. So let's refresh the page. Okay, so yeah, I think you can work with this. I will be adding a few information in here, but for this tutorial I think we are done. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I know it's a very long video, but if you liked it, please like it. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and as always, share with your family and friends, because you might not know who is interested in this particular tutorial. So I guess that's about wraps it out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.